Hello and fuck cape shit. Welcome to another episode of Shittywebcomics Weekly, brought to you by our Subscribe Star backers. Subscribe to support us and also to get access to all the super secret lore that they don't want you to know. You can find out about us, or you can hear about it from us right now, or find out on Kiwi Farms in 5 years, if ever. And today's example is perfect example of that. We're going over memes. I think we've done a couple videos about this before, talking about how Tom about how memes are kind of the perfect modern form of comics, of comic books, of comic fucking just single panels
Well, even
of
if they're not the perfect form, they're certainly superior to what we're getting from the mainstream
yeah.
nowadays.
I mean, the sort of most boiled down, the easiest form. This one's not maybe not exactly an example, but still kind
We
of
had
works. It's
also we did a couple of video. There was actually I think there was a few parts actually. I was trying to find a video or I was trying to find a specific meme or some shit in like my video games folder from a while ago.
it's just
I
finding
found
picture after
As I'm
picture.
scrolling through it, I find like 20 other images that are just so perfect
So
that
good.
I'll post them all to our wonderful Discord.
Wonderful, wonderful Discord also linked below, just like our fucking our subscribe star is. Our subscribe star is usually in the card link because people started reporting our subscribe star link because they hated us so much. Again, that's Comicsgate for you. It's funny. The
Yeah,
SJWs used to do that. Now Comicsgate does that. What's the difference? Anyone know the difference? It's been years. We've been asking that question. Not a single answer from anyone so far,
I
except
mean,
for people who follow us, which know
I
the
do have
answer is there is no difference.
I have the answer. The difference is that SJWs don't pretend to be conservative.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yes. Um, and of course, that leads us perfectly into this first thing that's just a sign that says employee must wash hands in quotes. And underneath it is impact font just saying suspicious quotation marks, which is a reference that ended up in literally number issue one. Um, classic comic. And literally number two has come out recently. Maybe not
This is
recently by the
another
time you're
thing.
hearing this,
This is
anyways, but
actually
whatever.
something that I had also noticed. I think it's from Instapundit, where they would mention something that they called sneering scare quotes,
Yeah, the
where
sneer quotes.
yeah,
Or sneering
they're
scare
called
quotes,
scare
too.
quotes, and the point is that when a news article is quoting something, somebody, specifically a conservative, who is stating something that happens to be true, but that is against the narrative, it gets put into sneering scare quotes so
And
that it looks like it's not true.
that's something that goes back like 15, 20 years that we've been noticing. And also, again, Instapundit had been noticing. Little Green Footballs also used to be on the cutting edge of noticing that stuff about how the media manipulates you. It was really Instapundit that I think was on the most cutting edge. And Little Green Footballs for a long while also was, but huge drop off with that about the time Obama was running for president, and
Yeah, that
he
was the weird thing is fucking little green footballs just went full Obama. He went from like basically maximum conservative pro Bush to pro Obama as soon as Obama got elected. And
it
it's
was
like, what the fuck is
yeah
up
he
with this?
started promoting Obama because he was like, hey, Obama seems like because Obama was seen as sort of the moderate choice, so he's like, oh, Obama seems pretty decent, let's go with that, and so yeah, he started pushing for Obama, and then he went basically just full leftist eventually, and now is like
Well, he
super
started to get like
moon
really
backed.
bitter because there were some of his readers who weren't in Obama's corner. And it's like, you fucking, you people are what's wrong with America or some shit like that.
Yeah, he went from like again during the fucking Bush era, he was basically born again Christian all of a sudden, pro life fucking whatever, and
Like he went from liberal, from shitlib to fucking hardcore conservative and then back to shitlib.
Attention all libtards. I just farted and shitted. And now Ben Shapiro wants to know my location. You can help him by giving your credit card number. Anyways, the next one is just a picture of fucking World War II Nazi flamethrower. This one's really classic though. This is a Flammenwerfer. It werfs flamin.
I think I was trying to make a reference to this a while ago. But,
well, like this just sort of caught on with the entire internet because it taught everyone German for at least one word, where it's flammen and werfern. There's some werfen going on here. So this spawned like 1,000 memes. Just fucking meme fragmenting out of just this one little ass picture that I'm not even zooming in very much. Here, I can zoom in on it, I guess. I'm going to have to zoom back out later, but whatever. But the Flammenwerfer picture meme, again, in a way, is a perfect comic. It's an image with text on it. That's not the requirement for a comic. It's to get a point across. That's a comic. And this does that.
Yeah, telling a story. There's a story, and then there's subtext underneath that.
It teaches you something. It teaches you something about the meaning of Flammenwerfer, the two parts of it.
I don't know what you would call it if it's above subtext or even above the text, where it becomes a meme like this just by itself.
Supertext. Like supertext. I believe supertext, or ubertext, you could even call it.
Overtext?
Overtext. Which is, I mean, hey, it's all the
kind
same
of
thing.
Like how Cape Shit and superhero comic book fans and Comicsgate are the underman.
Yeah, they have undertext. They don't Cape Shit doesn't have subtext. It has undertext because it is beneath even trying to give a shit about. This is a good lesson too. Thanks to the wonderful. Sure, to think we could have been speaking German. What a shame. Anyways.
Aren't you so glad that we are not speaking German as we watch fucking drag queen story time twerking in front of 10-year-olds?
Yeah, exactly. The next one, they told me I could become anything I wanted, so I became a god. And it's the fucking
like very old school
clarinet kid. Yeah, this one had. This isn't even the funniest version of this, but this is good. So the one is like when I sunk the clarinet into their chest, I could see the pleading in their eyes. Just fucking for some reason, just horrible nightmare fucking child or something.
It's a weird fucking image by itself.
Yeah, because the serious overlay with the fucking happy smiling band fucking camp kid, or that band. The band nerd.
The way that the whatever it is, the fucking meld, the overlay goes into it like this is just, it's a weird position.
It's ethereal. And it makes for a great meme. Makes for a wonderful
But you know that's not what the intention was.
Yeah, exactly.
They did that on purpose.
That was the huge meme though, like fucking, 30, 40 years ago for, your school picture was the overlay thing. Everyone was doing that, and now everyone's like, yeah, just take the fucking picture. Asshole.
Yeah, don't do it, especially not like this. This looks fucking weird.
Yeah. Well, or do it like this because it looks fucking weird. But who can't look bizarre when you're fucking getting your picture taken like this?
I had like another 5 versions of that.
Yeah, I have a couple.
It's just progressively weirder shit. It's like the fucking I've seen things you people wouldn't believe.
Yeah, that's right.
Like that.
The you standing before you as the veteran of 1,000 psychic wars, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
The next one is stop, no left turn, no right turn, no back, no forward, and it just the text says, and then also there's a post behind it saying wrong way and do not enter, and then the text
there's construction cones, road closed.
Yeah, and the impact font just says just stop, motherfucker. What was it you said? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. So anyway. Here's one of the many implying comics where one guy just says, Le Embin meme chevron implying, and then all of a sudden their faces are super detailed as the other guy's just fucking glaring at
Poking
him,
his skull out at the other guy.
and the guy's recoiling. Woo. Um, Here's this was another meme template where sixth grade Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Some guy wearing sunglasses comes up and says, "Ha, you guys are still playing Yu-Gi-Oh," and then the last panel is him just flying through this over the city, and it says "fucking alpha."
And he's got sunglasses.
There were many fucking variations of this. It's sort of
Yes,
like the God Hand comic, where it was like, "Holy shit, this is the greatest game ever." Or
I only
something.
posted this one, but yeah, this template usually just uses the final panel, and the other 3 panels are whatever the hell you want to draw in.
Yeah, that was one of the perfect things about refining memes. The sort of the glory days of 4chan, where there would be 4 panels. The last panel would usually stay the same in some way, or the overall point would be preserved, but everything else was like you could just make it whatever you want, and it would be in MS Paint,
Yeah,
so anyone
the
could draw.
purpose
It
of
didn't
like
fucking matter.
meme templates. One of my other favorite ones, which would be in my video games folder somewhere, is the fucking gamer fuel doesn't make you better at whatever, and
Oh
it's like
yeah,
just
that one.
any game.
And someone's
so it's
like chugs gamer fuel and then stops a fucking a Goomba in at the beginning of Mario 1 and goes, "Fuck yeah, motherfucker."
the final panel is always just him screaming and pointing at the screen, screaming "fuck yeah."
That one was classic.
And that's it. It's always the meme template is fucking gamer fuel can't make you better at playing whatever, and just insert game name, and then it's like, oh yeah, watch this, and then he fucking does the most basic action in the game,
Yes.
like playing solitaire, fucking clearing one line in Tetris or anything like that, and then the final panel is fuck yeah.
Here's the next thing. Actually, is another fucking alpha. It's just a guy unfing at the alpha letter, and it just says "fucking alpha." Literally.
Literally.
Here's one. This one you could say is not a meme or anything. This is more of a reaction image, and maybe doesn't count as a comic necessarily, but it's just dream away, and then it says dead end. So let your dreams be dreams.
It's an actual street sign.
Just don't do it. Let your dreams be dreams.
Do it tomorrow.
Here's the dat ass, but it's like that Thomas, so it's Thomas the Tank Engine doing the dat ass because it was,
sunglasses.
I guess somebody managed to see it in a fucking captcha, so they did. That was another thing that started happening. They introduced captcha
kind of thing.
They introduced just the captcha words, and so people would be taking the captcha words and fucking making drawings based on them and that kind of stuff, which is fun and interesting. Here's another fucking implying one. Is this one was one of my favorites for sure. Is there you have it, Your Honor, all 148 pieces of evidence proving the defendant's guilt, and the defense, and then implying my client is guilty, troll face, and then holding up laughing fucking CDI's Link from CDI Zelda, and the fucking jury is collapsing and shit. And then the judge goes, the defendant has been found innocent. Which is making fun of how people on 4chan unironically would fucking treat all arguments that way. It goes to show, arguments have not gotten any better or worse.
It's basically what people are saying about The Daily Show. Anyone who is fucking aware of the nature
this is The Daily Show. Always was. Except for the only good era of The Daily Show, which was the Craig Kilborn era, of course.
Yes. The good fucking is the island.
Yes. The fucking isolated
island, calm, soothing island in an ocean made of piss that is the Jon Stewart and Beyond.
Here also is fucking just pictures of Jake Gyllenhaal eating food alone, but he's laughing like he's talking to someone, but no one's there. It's just, oh snack, you so silly. Oh sandwich, how did you get so hilarious? This could be Jake Gyllenhaal knowing that people are taking pictures of him, so he's acting like he's
Well, I
fucking
mean,
insane.
it's cropped, so for all we know, there's somebody else across from him.
Yeah, for all anyone
I
could
don't
know.
know.
Uh,
But yeah, he's probably being photographed at all times.
yeah, so
So
he
he's
he
just
knew he was being fucking photographed, so he just starts acting fucking like he's having a hilarious conversation with no one, just to
he's
confuse the
new boot,
paparazzi.
new boot goofing.
He's just noob goofing. Um, Here's one. It's okay, Pluto. I'm not a planet either. Just fucking a little goofy drawing of sad Pluto. Um, Here's Christ's sake, but it's Christ's sake because in a way this teaches you an important lesson about pronouncing Japanese words.
Pronunciation and English and other languages.
It's like if you see that word in Japanese, you know it's not pronounced something like sake. It's sake. So you put the accent on one of the letters, and it's like, okay, now I learned a lesson about how Japanese words can be. You could just soak in that knowledge, and again, that is something a comic can do that other things can. Even this,
And
you
it's
may
also
not
funny,
consider this a comic, but it still technically is.
but it also makes you kind of appreciate languages other than English. When it's like, why the fuck is there a silent E then?
Yeah,
Why
it
is
gives
it
you
doing
yeah.
that?
It makes you
What
question
particular?
your own language in a way. It makes you think. You know, it really makes you think. Even if you don't actively think, it still has made you think. And that's great. And that's something that, in a way, even the simplest form of comic, which is just one doodle and some text, doesn't even have to be text. If it's just a doodle that is sort of telling a story or getting a point across, in a way, there are a lot of pieces of art that are, can be considered comics in a way too. They say the earliest form of comics was the hieroglyphics and that kind of shit. But some paintings that told a visual story can be considered a comic as well, in a way. In a
Cave
vague way,
painting.
but I
Cave
personally I
painting,
don't
the
think there should
first
be
comic.
that much of a differentiation. But at the same time, I do understand why there is a differentiation.
I definitely appreciate this more than fucking the X-Men. Oh, this is a whole allegory for fucking gay
Allegory for
people.
racism and civil rights movement in the 60s. Very
It's like,
dated.
fuck off.
Fuck off, Norman. But yeah,
Norman.
there's a lot to be considered about the concept of what parts of these are just a comic, what parts of these are just a doodle, what parts of these are just a fucking joke or something like that. But again, there's a lot that can be considered that most people don't even think about. um, Here was this one. This one's kind of. It looks
How
kind
long
of
has this
small.
been going? Because we have some more. As far as I know, we have a whole bunch more.
Well, I'm just going to do a few more, but here's this one goes way, way back. Of course, the old kind of Reddit. Thank you, RageBuilder.com. But these were like the make your own comics where you just pick a bunch of reaction faces. Of course, the final panel of the screaming "fuh" fucking face was
The rage
classic
face.
final
That's
panel
awesome.
punchline reaction, that kind of thing. Um, but this guy here, this one is just let me working on computer. I can't get this computer to work. Left friend, let me try something. Left friend doing the exact same thing I just did. It works now. The monitor saying problem.
So the monitor being troll face and saying problem.
So it's like the
The best thing
computer's
though
trolling.
is this is like clip art done, but it's also almost all MS Paint.
Yeah, this was how the Rage Builder thing. There were a couple sites that would do the sort of taking the clip art from these MS Paint reaction things, and a lot of these I think came from 4chan or maybe from something awful. And Reddit, of course, absolutely wanted to suck the vibe, as Patrice O'Neill would say. Um, so that's where a lot of the le me doing the le this fucking a lot of that came from le plebit, of course. But Here's here's another one that's actually pretty good. Me, my 3-year-old daughter, what sound does a cow make? Moo. And she asks, what sound does a giraffe make, Daddy? And then just zooming in, and then go to sleep. Which is,
The,
again, pretty
the
good. This is a
angry
more
cat
obvious
makes,
example of a comic, of course, because it's
yes.
sequential art in panels. Um, but just because it's not sequential art in panels doesn't mean it's not a comic. Oh, anyways. Here, here's another one. Now, these ones clearly just memes, but in a way, again, an argument can be made that these are at least a form of comic. Maybe not so much sequential, but also the meme format being played in a meta sense where it's like black kid wearing a sweater vest and it says, "My dad shot the neighbor," and then the bottom text is some stock tips over at the phone. And there were a few examples of that, but
I posted them. Again, I posted them to our wonderful Discord. If you're not following our Discord, you're kind of missing out on some primo content.
you're simply letting the best in life pass you by. Um, and another, another example of memes and or comics is your e-cards, some e-cards, fucking .com. The this one is just old guy. Again, this is like kind of boomer-esque where it's like a picture of fucking of the old cowboy guy from fucking The Big Lebowski. And then it's just text saying, "Hey Saddam, what's being dead like, you fucking piece of shit?" Something just completely blatantly on the nose or stupid. But again, memes in a way still are kind of a form of comic in that way. But here, this one saying, announcing I'm offended is basically telling the world you can't control your own emotions, so everyone else should do it for you, which is a good point that, I think we make. It's sort of like a good response to how is this not supposed to be hurtful and other whining, stupid bullshit like that, where
Of
people are
leftist
triggered or horrified.
SJW leftist behavior like
Yes.
that.
Weird how many fucking people who claim to be conservative do that too, though. Weird how common it is. But so anyways, yeah, that wraps up a
You
lot of
missed
good
you
examples of
missed some
things.
real classics in that list, including the fucking was art then and then art now. And the art then is like this a very nice painting of what looks like a bunch of merchants and stuff coming out of some port with a whole bunch of like new items. This guy holding a gun, this guy with a drum or something. And then art now is just a giant red canvas with two lines in it.
Yeah, that's fucking again memes like comics and perhaps our comics. They get a point across with a visual thing that may or may not even have text on it. The same way like Jusica didn't have fucking text on most of those. Those were comics and they got a point across. They told a story. They said something. They made you think about something. That is essentially what the medium itself is. And the medium has evolved into even stuff like this Jake Gyllenhaal saying, "Oh, sandwich, how did you get so hilarious?" So, again, so much to be considered about the medium. And you don't see anyone else even talking about this because they don't understand. They don't understand comics. So, if you wanted,
You can tell somebody doesn't understand comics when you show them the comics.
yeah.
And they're like, "It's a comic."
They actually say that. What do they say? Those aren't words. It's not even a word. Not even a word. But the it's just like Susudio. It's not even a word. But anyways, the
It's a studio is more of a word than anything that comes out of the mouth of Comicsgate.
Cape Cox. Anyways, so if you want to hear some, if you want to support people who do understand and who do tell you the truth and are telling you the truth that everyone else will either parrot or copy years later, if you'd rather hear it right now, support us on Subscribestar, linked below. You can check out our Discord for free too. There's no fucking paid tiers or any of that dumb shit. If you want to support actual good comics, you can check out some of our stuff available in various places. Our fucking channel here is really just for our videos, but we make comics too that are better than anything in Comicsgate on an objective, quantifiable, measurable level. Even so, that's not even my opinion. That's something that can be proven. It's science. So support us on Subscribestar, linked either below or in the card link, and should have listened to Shitty Webcomics.